Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Outfit. And this is a new crime thriller from director Graham Moore, who I'm not really familiar with his work. He was a writer on The Imitation Game, and this is from writers Jonathan McLean and Graham Moore. And McLean has worked on, as an actor, it looks like, in a lot of different things. And this film focuses on, you have this expert tailor who works in Chicago, played by Rylance, who, he does cutting for a lot of dangerous people, and people like to drop little packages and messages off in his shop where other potentially dangerous people can pick them up. And this is a web that's weaved between this one crime family and what Rylance's character Leonard's doing, and Mabel, his assistant, played by Zoey Deutch. You have Dylan O'Brien, who plays Richie, who's the young gangster, the son of the head of this gang, played by Simon Russell Beale, who's great in this film. But then you also have Francis, who is played by Johnny Flynn, who might be one of the big standouts in this film, who plays not the son, but the close right hand of Beale's character. And the big thing out of this film is the acting is really great. I think Zoey Deutch does a really fine job. I don't think she gets as much to work with as some of the other characters. Rylance has to balance a lot of different things in his character, and throughout the film you find out new dimensions, and he is very deceptive and knows how to put on. And that's what makes this film so much more complex. You have Dylan O'Brien, who gives a bit of a fiery, reckless performance as Richie, versus Francis, who's conniving and intense, and Johnny Flynn gives him a lot of presence. Simon Russell Beale is just great as this gangster. He really embodies him. He gives him some gravitas and presence in this film, and you have a very small cast and a very small setting, because for the most part we don't leave this tailor shop. And the production design is great. It really captures this era. The costumes are top-notch. You would hope so, because this is about a tailor. And being able to see this interaction and these back and forth between all these characters, that's great. And I think Moore does a fine job of framing this all. Dick Pope does a great job of shooting it all with his photography as a cinematographer. There's a lot of great framing, and the coloring, it's very grounded colors of grays and browns and blues and greens and stuff like that, dark blues and greens. And it has a very distinct look to it. And of course, the score, I'm sitting there thinking this is a really, really good score for this film, and then it's Alexandre Desplat, and you're just oh, of course it is. And it really pulls the film together. Now, narratively, there's a lot going on here, and there's twists and twists and twists and turns and turns and twists and turns. And the dialogue, for the most part, is really well done in terms of them playing off of each other. But there's quite a few exposition dumps at times. And some of those times it's is it false exposition and stuff like that. And there's how many different turns in this film, and you're just okay, now it's just getting really convoluted at times, and it might go a little too far with trying to do a twist and a twist and a twist. And by the end, there's one last thing where it's just did we need that last beat thrown in there, but they kind of use it to leverage in the truth. And I think one of the biggest mysteries about this film really is the truth behind who Rylance's character is. And what Rylance does so well is he always keeps us guessing, and he's always so unassuming. And that's the thing, why we don't suspect, but there's a lot to this character. There's a lot more than he lets on, and as the film goes on, it finally comes into purview. And I think this film might be a little too ambitious with some of its narrative choices, but is really well put together. There's some really strong suspense and intense moments. There's some crazy twists along the way, and I think this is a really fine, well-made, and entertaining crime thriller that's definitely worth a watch. But those are my thoughts on The Outfit. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.